Hi, everybody. This is Sam and Yesenia Batowanti now. We have Alderman Raymond Lopez here, who's actually running for mayor. Thank you very much for being here with us. And as we had acknowledged before, this is already his 5th visit to the neighborhood, okay, which is already more than Rahm Emanuel, Mayor Daley, and Mayor Lightfoot all together. We'll just mention that. We are forgotten, so thank you for remembering us.
Well, not forgotten by me, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
So, right, today is Mexican Independence Day
Yes, today we're at the
parade.
Mexican Independence Day Parade in South Chicago, which is the longest standing Mexican Independence Day Parade in the city of Chicago, FYI, if y'all didn't know that.
Right.
So, Feliz Dia de la Independencia. And, thank you so much for joining us.
No, it's my pleasure. 8 decades of this parade, correct, in the city of
Yes.
Chicago. So, we were in Little Village last week, but this is the parade to be at today.
Yeah, and y'all got rained out over. I mean, well, it rained.
Well,
but
we see which one God is smiling on today. So,
not
we'll
trying
take
to say
it.
we're Jesus' favorite, but
But
Just
Our Lady
saying,
of Guadalupe
just
is right
saying.
there, right
The
down.
Virgen de Guadalupe is with us
Yeah.
today,
Yeah, right
so
down.
it's all right.
So, tell us a little about what you're working on, sir. Like, what is your platform about? How is it going to make differences out here? As you know, as we all know, our neighborhood is a little blighted, forgotten. A lot of opportunities out here. So, what's your plan to try to activate our ward?
Well, my plan for the 10th Ward and the Southeast Side in particular is very simple. This is a treasure that we have never truly activated. We have never invested in the community the way we should. There's so many opportunities from Lake Michigan's lakefront to Lake Calumet to make the 10th Ward and the Southeast Side a destination location, knowing full well that we are constantly fighting with the neighbors in Indiana who are pulling business, pulling money, pulling dollars out of our economy.
Yeah.
We must fight back. So to be able to do that together in a way that is sustainable, to show the Southeast Side, to show the 10th Ward that you're not forgotten. I've done that now, as you said, with 5 visits. These won't be the last 5 visits as a candidate or as a mayor. But we need to make sure that opportunity reaches every single corner. And there's so many things that we could do as a city in terms of land use, development, and lifting all the boats here. And that's my goal. The Southeast Side
Parade.
is just like my neighborhood. Right down to the motorcycles, right down to the noise.
Right.
And I know what that feels like to be one of those communities where you see everything going on, but no one's ever doing anything for you.
Right.
And that will not be the case when I am mayor of the city of Chicago. I talk a lot about safety, I talk about opportunity, but that must apply here as well.
Yeah.
And with the community behind me here, we'll be able to do great things in the coming years under a new mayor, Mayor Raymond Lopez.
Sounds good.
One other thing, so as a family that has owned a number of businesses here in the neighborhood, and we currently own a property in Hegwish, but there's no business in there because one of the issues that we have is we're competing against Indiana, and also the taxes and the process of getting a business license here in the state of Chicago is just ridiculous. So it's like, that's one of the things that we have that a big issue here in the neighborhood. Is there something that you think that is a solution or possibly a solution for that?
Absolutely. Especially in the Latino community, being an entrepreneur, being someone who's focused on,
We'll move a little bit. Sorry about that.
especially in the Latino community, especially in this community, we have a lot of individuals like yourselves who want to be business owners, who are trying to be in pursuit of the American dream, and City Hall cannot be a hindrance to that. It shouldn't take 18 months to get a permit. It shouldn't take 10 months for an alderman to sign a piece of paper. So there are things that we can do structurally that help embolden and help assist those individuals like yourselves who are trying to be the next entrepreneur, the next mom and pop business owner in the community, because that's the backbone of our neighborhoods. And as we look throughout the city of Chicago right now, the current administration is only focusing opportunity, investment, and grants on only 10 different neighborhoods. That should apply citywide. We should be helping every community, all 77 neighborhoods, with what we've learned from those 10 and making it work for all the city of Chicago. And we're not getting that right now in this administration. So everything that we're doing has to be for the city, has to be about promoting forward and moving all of us together forward, because there's so much untapped potential, as we just discussed, in this ward and many others, that if the city only got out of the way and helped when needed, we could do so much more.
Well, I have a bit of a more serious tone question. I know that your candidacy actually shared a newsletter recently about the violence, the homicides, and how it's about as high as it's ever been in the city of Chicago. What is your plan to address it, or what do you think the problem is today that it's sparking so much in the city lately?
Recently, the city of Chicago just hit the 500th homicide mark for the year.
Yeah.
And we are a city without consequence. And we see that in every neighborhood. We see that in the neighborhoods here on the southeast side where individuals are committing actions and not getting arrested for it. You have a 95% chance of not getting arrested for murder in the city of Chicago.
No.
An 83% chance of not getting arrested for robbery, for burglary, for all of those other lower offenses. And when you're not going to get arrested, you're not going to stop.
Right.
So in the city of Chicago, we must focus on consequences and holding people accountable. And this mayor has not done that. She has not pushed Kim Foxx to do that. She has not pushed the courts to do that. And she's really not pushing her own superintendent to do that, who oftentimes spends more time in Texas than he does in Chicago. You know, my goal will be to make sure that we have a superintendent who understands that public safety is what I'm most concerned about,
Sure.
that he or she has the back of not only the law enforcement officers in the department, but knows and understands our community. You can't have someone who says they understand Chicago if they've never spent time in the neighborhoods.
Right. Yeah.
Who thinks that cookie cutter solutions are the way to go when we know that the crime problem here is not the same as the crime problem by me in Back of the Yards or Brighton Park or even in Lincoln Park or Edgewater. You have to focus on what is the specific problem in the specific neighborhood and go after it that way. And until you have people who understand that kind of requirement in law enforcement, you're going to continue to see these grand headlines and press conferences with very little results. I'm all about making sure we know who's accountable and holding them accountable, and whether it's our people or somebody else's, we have to highlight and thank the parents who stand up and also go after the parents who do not.
Absolutely, sir. I served with the previous administration, who was here for 16 years, and I know how hectic and how crazy the aldermanic office can be. Going from that hectic world, what encouraged you to?
Yeah. Like,
Take on
why?
more.
See,
Take on
why?
more.
Like, why go from all the problems? Actually, because that's actually part of the reason why I appreciate the fact that you're running, because you do have some experience how the city works and all of that. So hopefully that makes it a little easier for you. But yeah, why?
You know, I'll be perfectly honest. Yes, an alderman's life is hectic as it is, especially when you're doing it right and you're involved. And now I'm going to be an alderman times 50.
Exactly.
But I am doing this because I felt that there was nobody who was jumping into this race who, one, understood the city and how it works, but was willing to tackle the issues directly and honestly with the people. Too often we see people running for mayor or running for higher office who are trying to either use it for a springboard somewhere else or just for their ego or what have you. No one actually wants to fix it.
Exactly, yeah.
I just want to fix my city. I want to fix our city because I love our city, and it pains me to see what's going on every single day in the city of Chicago right now.
Right. Well, that's tell us a little about your campaign, contact information, websites, and all of that. Sure.
When I'm not in the 10th ward,
Yes. Look out for them. Say hello.
feel free. I'll probably be here next week too. Could visit me at RaymondLopezChicago.com. You could see me on Twitter, social media, all of those great mediums.
We'll share some stuff.
But also, this is really not about me. This is about us. This is about taking back our city, the city that we all know and love,
Right.
and helping everyone move forward. It's really just that simple. It's just common sense things need to be brought back to a city without common sense right now.
Well, thanks again for visiting the neighborhood,
Yes, thank
Alderman
you so
Lopez.
much.
Appreciate it.
No, thank you
Best
as
of
always.
luck in your campaign. We'll definitely be following up with you again soon. Thanks so much for being gracious with us and offering your time. Today, don't forget, the parade is happening. He will be in the parade. So
With you.
with all of us. So thanks so much again, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody.